book starts in 1954 after the Second World War in wake of the Japanese internment camps. It takes place in the small community of San Pedro Island of the San Juans. It starts off when the island sheriff discovers the body of Carl Hein in his own net. Ishmael Chambers is caught up between his racial hatred for Kabuo Miyamoto, the man accused of killing Carl, and his love for Kabuo's wife, Hatsue. The book bounces between flashbacks of the community during Japanese internment and the courtroom hearings where Kabuo is tried for Carl's death.
During my analysis of this book, I noticed the racial tension between Japanese Americans and white people. The book takes place during 1954 post-World War II. When the death of Carl Hein occurs on the island, the blame is placed on Japanese American Kabuo Miyamoto. Blame is placed on him due to the odd wound on Carl Hein's head that looks like the impact of a Japanese kendo stick. Ishmael points out that it looks like that, and he gets mad because he lost his arm in the war against the Japanese forces. Eventually, Kabuo is not guilty of killing Carl because he didn't kill him, and then Ishmael is left kind of salty afterwards.
On February 19, 1942, shortly after the bombing of Pearl Harbor by Japanese forces, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066 with the intention of preventing espionage on American shores. Military zones were created in California, Washington, and Oregon, states with a large population of Japanese Americans, and Roosevelt's executive order commanded the relocations of Americans with Japanese ancestry. Executive Order 9066 affected the lives of about 117,000 people, the majority of whom were American citizens. Washington State has a complex past with Japanese internment camps, and the book is based around the internment camp on Bainbridge Island.
David Guterson, the author of the book, was born in Seattle in 1956. The location in Snow Falling on Cedar was fictional, but based on where he currently lives, Bainbridge Island. Seattle is also home to a lot of racial issues with the Japanese, especially during World War II. These issues became apparent throughout the story, and history becomes something that's part of the daily lives of the characters. Guterson was a teacher who wrote this book in the early hours of the day over the course of 10 years, and yet the book himself has been challenged or banned in many school districts around the states. However, because of the book's success, he quit his job.
In this book, being an American means being oppressed. There was so much racism in this time that non-white Americans had to fight for simple rights. For white Americans, being patriotic means feeling superior to other races and using power